today will be very quick. In the next 7 minutes, it should be done. We'll be talking about self-sabotage. Self-sabotage. Sorry, who is familiar with the term? And I guess we all are victims one way or the other. Okay, let me give a brief illustration. 2 years ago, I was supposed to close a deal for a property. Because of how big the amount of the deal was, I said to myself, "Mama, you should say you will close this thing." That moment, you did close. You understand? To see how powerful your tongue is. So today we're going to dive into aspect of self-sabotage and the consequences they can bring to us. Firstly, procrastination. Procrastination is one of the biggest forms of self-sabotage. Let me give a brief rundown of what I wrote down. Putting off important tasks or decision leading to missed opportunities or deadline. We are all victims of this aspect. I believe everybody here has procrastinated one way or the other. So put in mind, the more you procrastinate, you're also committing self-sabotage. Don't be anybody do you, and you do yourself. So the next one is negative self-talks. Negative self-talks. For example, you see a girl you like, very fine, your spec. Talk to me, sir. Your spec. But you don't look yourself, say, you don't know you that girl, don't know you for one or you don't know. So stop talking down on yourself. If you have something in mind to do it without talking down on yourself. Self-doubt is also the same thing as negative self-talk. Fear of failure. Fear of failure. I mean, if you're up to the age of 20 to 30, you will experience this more. The fear of failure. Everybody here have experienced fear of failure. You finish school, you start thinking, "Oh, I want to make this, I want to make this, I want to this, I want to get married, I want to get money. How did they get 1 million to buy a big house?" The fear is always there. So let's be conscious about it. Then the last one is unhealthy habits. This one is very important. Unhealthy habits is the fastest way to self-sabotage yourself. Let me list out some unhealthy habits. Smoking, drinking alcohol. I am not saying it is wrong to drink alcohol, but put in mind that your health in the future will depend on the level of alcohol you've taken while you're young. Statistics have shown that 60% of health conditions is traced back, health conditions for elderly people is traced back to their lifestyle when they are young. So if you consume more alcohol, one little illness can bring you down because your immune system over time has been weakened by excessive intake of alcohol. If you smoke, if you sleep late, I know that we all are solid consider and keep us up in the nights to do, but normally you're supposed to sleep by 10 p.m. Your body needs rest. Yes, sir. That money you're looking for, you will still finish, you will still give up for the next goal. So enjoy your, the important thing is to get the money and enjoy your life. So if you spend all your time at night saying you want to make all the money, at the end of the day, you fall ill, how can you enjoy the money? So there should be a balance between your time for work and your time for rest. So let's dive into the consequences of self-sabotage. Like I earlier mentioned, missed opportunities, strained relationship, to break your relationship because you feel you're not good enough for this particular person. You tend not to work on yourself. Some people end the relationship even before the relationship starts. Some people end relationship even before the relationship starts. So that's a form of self-sabotage. Just conscious about it. Low self-esteem. So with this, we've come to the end of this prep talk. Shown so far. It's your capabilities, right? Yeah.
Let me portray. I have a friend. This guy was learning for it. Can you speak to the mic?
Okay, I've read of the story of one man who the person does not know anything, but his confidence is over the roof. Like he can convince you that you should invest in this thing and you will invest. Now I had that kind of a friend. I didn't know that this guy was just looking for it. So he just put out an investment platform, you get 2 percentage at the end of the month, and then he started investing thousands of naira. That guy is confident. Anything he wants to do, he just start learning Python today, and he start calling himself a Python developer, and he start collecting projects. Yes, and he will start collecting projects. So, as much as that confidence is good, how do we draw the line between honest assessment of yourself and self-sabotage?
Okay, that person is confident. He's just channeling his confidence in the wrong direction. Let me explain. If he has the confidence to talk to you and you get something done, it should be in sales. And you make the same one, but is having the confidence. You know you have the ability to speak to people and convince them to get this thing done. You channel your energy to the industry that requires your skill, which is sales. You understand? So if you can be confident in this area, does not mean you know how to do it. I am confident in sales, I can sell cars, but I'm not the best driver. I am confident in real estate, I can sell lands, but I'm not a civil engineer. You understand? It's not about finding where your services or your expertise is needed, and use that confidence to make resources out of it. Instead of self-sabotaging yourself in an industry that you know nothing about. Is that okay?
Yes, sir. One question, yes, sir.
Okay.
Results from fear of oneself. That's looking down on oneself, right? Yes. So I want to know if fear is inborn or it's a result of the environment where we find ourselves.
Fear is part of life, first of all. Thank you very much for that wonderful question. You can't eradicate fear. It is part of your human nature to feel fear. In fact, if you don't feel fear, you're a robot. Fear is not strange. It is part of life. What matters is how you react to fear. Everybody have decisions to make. So how you react to fear is what matters. If you shoot gun now, I might decide to run out and say, will you shoot this gun? I won't follow shoot. I might decide to stay in one corner and hide or lie on the floor. Your decision is what matters. How you react to fear is what really matters. Everybody has fear. It's but how you react to fear that matters. Lance.
So I want to know whether it's from the environment or from
Fear is inbuilt. It's not from your environment. As a human being, you must experience fear. You can't eradicate it. You only respond to it with an action. Is either you choose not to allow it to grip you, or you choose to allow it to grip you. It's based on your decision at the end of the day. You can't eradicate fear. Is that answered? Simple, you can't eradicate. Yes.
So we have another question.
Okay, question, please.
Eradicate fear.
Yes.
I want you to elaborate more on that aspect because since fear is a natural phenomenon, despite that, there are situations whereby one needs to face his fear to eradicate the fear. When you face your fear, you eradicate the fear so that such things that will allow you to be scared do not consistently happen to you. So I remember that virtually like me, back in the days I was scared of the dark. So anytime I'm being sent to pick something in the room, I used to feel like somebody is following me. So I will rush in and rush out. The process of people rushing in, I will break something. Coming out, I'll still break something, which is part of fear.
Okay.
But as time goes on, I'm no longer scared because I decide to face my fear. So if you say you can't eradicate fear, that means we are expected to be scared all through our lives.
Okay, you made an example. You said you're scared to go into dark places. What do? You went into the dark place. You took what? Action. No, you were forced, but the end of the day you took actions. You reacted. You would have chosen to say, I'm not going, even though you're forced. But at the end of the day, you took action, and over time, you pass that level of fear. Fear have stages. You have fear of marriage, fear of failure. You can overcome them at the end of the day, but fear always evolves. Fear is always there. You can't take it away. What you do is to respond to it with the right action. Another question.
Okay. Any other question? Let's wrap it up here.
Makes you cautious. Fear actually makes you cautious. If you're not fearful, there's some things you do, it will kill you. You'll be reckless with your life. So fear, God is infinite in wisdom. He has a reason why you instill fear in people's life. Even Jesus has fear. Even Muhammad has fear. Jesus was scared of death. What is that no fear? Any question?
Okay, any other question?
Final words. Final words. Please. You are capable. You're able to do what your heart wants to do. So go ahead, just get it done.